Well, Mr. Wood, you've been here, what, a week, so forth. I mean, you've done some pomp and circumstance already. Settling in all right?
Very well, very well. It's been a really wonderful week, particularly because of the warmth of the welcome that we've received. We'd heard how warm the Manx people were beforehand, but it's been very striking, even down to the atmosphere in the square in Castletown the day we were sworn in.
Let me take you back. I mean, why did you go for the position and how did it come about? I'm intrigued, you know, what drew you to us?
It is interesting. You know, I retired from the United Kingdom government a little over a year ago, and I didn't have any definite idea about what I would do when I retired then. The advice you get is the way you find a job at my level is through your network of contacts. Maybe not directly a friend, but a friend would have a friend, and I had this idea of maybe putting together what is called a portfolio of maybe board positions and some other consultancy roles. But one day I bought the Sunday Times. I didn't buy it very often. It's just too many trees chopped down. But luckily, the week I bought it, this job was advertised. And contrary to all the expected ways of finding a job, I simply responded to an advertisement. I was shortlisted. I was interviewed by a panel composed for the first time exclusively by Manx people, and I was chosen. And I applied because I knew a bit about the island. I hadn't visited before, but I knew of its beauty. As I looked into it, I learned about the sense of community. But also I found the role was something that appealed to me, because the constitutional evolution that's already occurred means there's clarity between what is properly the role of government and the remaining role for the Lieutenant Governor. And the way that role was defined appealed to me.
Was it a challenging interview? Did you find it sort of pushed you a bit, or was it quite an easy role?
Well, it was interesting, and the way that it was done was almost sort of hard cop, soft cop. I'm not going to say who played which role, that would be unfair, but while I was sort of made to feel relaxed and welcome in the interview, there was some sort of cutting edge to it. And I think including testing whether, after the things that I've done in the past and some of the international issues I've been involved with, was I prepared not to sort of get in government's way, if you like, not to sort of trample. But I'm quite clear. One of the things that's attracted me is the quality of life on this island, and I intend to enjoy that quality for myself.
Has it been arranged moving the family, though? Because obviously you've got a daughter in school.
That's going to be, for us, I think, the biggest challenge in the first 15 months or so, because my daughter only 2 terms ago started at a school where she's very happy. So I don't want to move her from that school, and it's one where she can only board on a weekly basis. So there's going to be a bit of toing and froing for my wife and for my daughter in these sort of opening months, and that will add to the challenge for the family. But we love this house, and we've been so happy here in the week that we've already been here, that at any moment the whole family is going to be here. We really plan to make this our home.
And what was it like at the investiture? Bit strange, all that handshaking and kids screaming and waving flags at you?
Oh no, it was wonderful. They were really nice. I think my daughter was interested beforehand what age the kids were going to be, because there's an aspect to it which could have been intimidating for her. And in fact, they were really welcoming to her as well. But I think what I liked is that the ceremony itself, it had proper ceremony to it. There was history and tradition and some proper functions to go through. My swearing, the oath of allegiance and the oath for the role. But everybody throughout enjoyed it. There wasn't sort of stuffiness or awkwardness or excessive protocol. People were there to respect the tradition, but to enjoy taking part.
You've made it clear in your speeches that you have to earn your respect. I mean, some governors have, some haven't. Is there a knack that you've got that you can bring to this role while you're here for 5 years? Well,
the test of whether I've succeeded will be one that's run by the Manx people. What I can say is that I bring to this role a great deal of enthusiasm, an understanding, I hope, of the modern responsibilities of the role and that of government, but also some experience of working with communities in order to sort of help those who are working to support others and to foster that sort of sense of cohesion and of enjoyment in life. So I hope that blend will fit well for the role. Yes, certainly. It's interesting you say that. I'm not Sir, and I don't have any gongs. I'm just plain Mr. Wood. But I'm not the first, actually. The first lieutenant governor was a Mr. and a Wood, Mr. John Wood in his case. So, yeah, I'm not the first. But maybe that is also an indication. The key thing is the Manx people have, through their representatives, have chosen me this time. It's not been a decision of the British government. But it's interesting that the selection has been of somebody with no gongs, no title, and somebody with a young family. And so, there are some opportunities there for us to explore how that works and how that helps.
Okay, well, 5 years, we'll be talking to you, no doubt, many times over that time, and thank you indeed for talking to us today.
It's a great pleasure and just so good to be here.